Love anime and manhwa? You're in for a treat. Today, we're diving into the best anime adaptations of popular manhwa. Let's explore the stories that made the jump from page to screen. Let's get started. The ongoing show, True Beauty, remains a work in progress. Yoongi's webtoon has garnered significant popularity, even inspiring a well-received K-drama adaptation in 2020. That version arguably captured the story at its best, condensing the sprawling source material into a concise and engaging 16-episode series enhanced by strong performances and thoughtful adjustments. With the existence of that adaptation, the upcoming 2024 anime feels somewhat redundant. Given the wealth of fantastic romance manhwa deserving of recognition, revisiting this story feels like a missed opportunity, choosing familiarity over creativity. Even so, True Beauty is a decent watch, though it doesn't rise above mediocrity. The story follows Jugyoung, who faces bullying at school due to her appearance and unconventional hobbies, like her love for metal music. Her life takes a turn after learning makeup techniques from a beauty guru, transforming her look and reputation. Suddenly, she becomes the center of attention and finds herself caught in a love triangle. While the series explores themes around beauty standards and societal pressures on teenagers, these concepts aren't groundbreaking, but are still worth exploring. However, Joojeong's character can be frustrating, and the anime struggles to make her relatable, a flaw not helped by the underwhelming voice acting.
Ohayo.
Crunchyroll has recently launched an exciting initiative to adapt popular manhwa into anime, making the medium more accessible to new audiences. One of their standout efforts is Noblesse, a series that has gained significant popularity thanks to its intriguing premise. The story centers on Cadis Atrama di Razel, commonly known as Rai, a noble who has been in slumber for 820 years, completely unaware of humanity's technological advancements. After waking in an abandoned building in Korea, Rai enrolls in high school and finds himself battling a powerful corporation. The premise is as outrageous as it is entertaining, blending humor and action in an engaging way. While the show offers plenty of entertainment, it isn't without flaws. Notably, the anime deviates from the manhwa in its portrayal of characters, which has led to fan favorites from the webtoon feeling watered down or forgettable in the adaptation. In some cases, these characters even come across as unlikable, preventing the series from fully living up to its potential despite its many strengths. Though it may be overshadowed by another winter 2024 manhwa adaptation, Dr. Elise holds its own as a decent manhwa-based anime and a serviceable entry in the isekai genre. The story adds a charming twist. The protagonist, Elise, begins as a disgraced noblewoman in a fantasy kingdom. After her death, she reincarnates on Earth and dedicates herself to becoming a doctor as penance for her past. However, tragedy strikes again, and Elise dies prematurely, only to be reincarnated back into her original life. While the premise is somewhat convoluted, Dr. Elise functions as a villainous story with an added layer of complexity. Both the manhwa and anime place a strong emphasis on Elise's medical expertise, with references that appear accurate to the average viewer. The plot highlights her determination to redeem herself through her medical work. Despite a promising start, the series struggles in its second half, losing momentum as the story progresses. The plot weakens, and the secondary characters fail to leave a lasting impression. While Dr. Elise is watchable, it doesn't rise above mediocrity. Amid a season filled with fantasy anime, a returner's magic should be special struggled to make a significant impact, overshadowed by more prominent titles. While it doesn't reach remarkable heights, the series has its merits, particularly in its engaging opening episode. The story begins with Desire, a powerful mage, fighting alongside humanity's last defenders against an apocalyptic threat. Despite their efforts, they fail, and Desire dies, only to reincarnate as his younger self just before entering Hebrion Academy. Armed with knowledge of the future, Desire must alter events to save humanity from its grim fate. Although the first episode delivers a gripping setup, the series soon falls into a well-worn pattern when the narrative shifts to the academy. Fantasy anime set in schools have become so overused that they often feel uninspired, and this show does little to break that mold. However, Desire is a likable and relatable protagonist, supported by the charming Romantica and Pram, who add some personality to the story. While the first season doesn't stand out significantly, there is room for growth in a potential sequel. For now, A Returner's Magic Should Be Special is a passable but unremarkable addition to the fantasy genre. MAPPA has solidified its reputation as one of the top animation studios, with standout titles like Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, showcasing its exceptional talent. Naturally, the announcement that they would adapt one of the most popular manhwa, The God of High School, generated massive excitement among fans. The studio delivered a visually stunning series, blending dynamic animation, a captivating soundtrack, and thrilling storytelling to create an engaging viewing experience. Watching Mori Jin tackle impossible odds in this high-stakes competition is nothing short of mesmerizing, reaffirming MAPPA's position at the forefront of the industry. However, the adaptation is not without its flaws. Fans have criticized the show for glossing over crucial world-building, leaving the narrative feeling shallow. While the fight sequences are undeniably spectacular, the lack of context and emotional depth diminishes their impact. By focusing primarily on the action, the series sacrifices the nuanced storytelling that could have elevated it beyond a collection of flashy battles, leaving some viewers feeling disconnected from the characters and their journeys. Apart from solo leveling, Tower of God stands as one of the most popular manhwa to receive an anime adaptation, though it remains one of the most divisive. SIU's original webtoon is widely celebrated for its ambitious storytelling, seamlessly blending action, intricate world building, character development, and humor. The narrative hooks readers from the very start and only grows more compelling as the real story unfolds, especially after a well-crafted early twist. Telecom Animation Films' adaptation was among the first high-profile manhwa-to-anime projects, earning a generally positive reception, though fans of the source material often expressed disappointment. This sentiment dominates much of the online discussion. Even for viewers unfamiliar with the webtoon, the anime has notable shortcomings. So, what is Tower of God about? The story revolves around a mysterious tower that offers those who climb it the chance to fulfill any wish. Bame, an amnesiac, forces his way into the tower after his only friend, Rachel, enters and abandons him. His journey to find her is the core of the plot, though Tower of God is rich with twists and layers that are best experienced unspoiled. The anime does falter in some areas. It simplifies Bame and Rachel's characters, particularly Bame, who feels one-dimensional for much of the first season, only beginning to show complexity in the final episode. The world building also suffers, presenting terms and concepts without sufficient explanation, leaving anime-only viewers struggling to connect with the story or its universe. That said, Season 1 isn't without its strengths. While the animation style is polarizing, it delivers some visually striking moments. Secondary characters like Agnes and Rak shine, Agnes adding depth and emotional weight, and Rak providing much-needed comic relief. The final episode, in particular, stands out as a highlight, effectively setting the stage for a sequel.
テコンドーは実戦では使えない。そんなの素人の意見ですぞ。喧嘩に向かうのはスポーツテコンドー。
Viral hit begins with a rough opening episode that might take some viewers by surprise. While not outright bad, the animation style, particularly its exaggerated, often over-the-top facial expressions, can feel jarring at first. This aesthetic mirrors the source material's art style, where it works better, but it takes some adjustment when brought to the anime format. To clarify, the art isn't a deal-breaker or consistently unpleasant, it just requires getting used to. The anime's early episodes focus on Hobin Yu, a high school student subjected to relentless bullying. These scenes are raw, intense, and often uncomfortable, at times bordering on gratuitous in their depiction of violence. As the story progresses, Hobin stops being a passive victim and begins to fight back, though the series never shies away from its graphic displays of violence. The later fight scenes, closer to traditional combat, are easier to watch, but Viral Hit remains grounded in its realistic and visceral approach. Prospective viewers should be prepared for the show's unflinching tone. Hobin is a complex protagonist. His circumstances make him sympathetic, extending beyond the bullying he endures. But he also displays moments of awkwardness or creepiness, particularly around girls, which can make him hard to root for at times. Luckily, his relationships with Ji-hyuk and Gol help balance his character. Ji-hyuk, in particular, undergoes significant development throughout the series, and his evolving friendship with Hobin is one of the anime's strongest elements. The fight scenes are a major highlight, with intense, straightforward choreography that emphasizes Hobin's limited but well-practiced techniques. The villains tend to be standard bully archetypes, but they are written to be convincingly loathsome, keeping the stakes personal and engaging. Overall, while Viral Hit requires some patience early on, it offers a gritty, character-driven narrative with satisfying action sequences.
何をお望みなんですか?
ハンカチ。
ありません。
An excellent example of a manhwa receiving a noteworthy anime adaptation is Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. While a few elements were adjusted in translation to better resonate with Japanese audiences, the core of the story remains intact. This isekai tale follows Park Eun-ha, renamed Hanasaki Rinko in the anime, who after being accepted into her dream university, is tragically pushed off a building. Rather than meeting her end, she wakes up in the body of Raeliana Macmillan, a minor character from a novel she had been reading. Raeliana's role in the story is grim. She is poisoned early on, an event that sets the novel's plot in motion. Determined to rewrite her fate, Eun-ha devises a bold plan. She professes her love for Duke Noah Winknight, the story's male lead, using her knowledge of the novel to manipulate the situation. This sparks a humorous chain of events where Raeliana blackmails Noah, only for him to genuinely fall for her over time. The anime captures the charm and wit of the original manhwa with a nuanced adaptation, earning praise from fans who are eagerly anticipating a second season. Raeliana shines particularly in the first half, portrayed as a proactive and resourceful protagonist. However, as her feelings for Noah deepen, she becomes slightly less confident and independent, though her character remains endearing throughout. Sweet, comedic, and romantic, the series has carved out a special place in the hearts of its viewers. Lookism is a widely popular webtoon that has been running for nearly a decade, amassing an impressive 20 volumes along the way. It was only a matter of time before its compelling concept received an anime adaptation, and Netflix stepped in to bring this to fruition. The story revolves around Park Hung-suk, a teenager subjected to relentless bullying because of his appearance. However, his life takes an unexpected turn when he wakes up in a completely different body, an opportunity he uses to start anew at school. While the premise may not seem groundbreaking at first glance, Lookism succeeds in presenting its story with a fresh and emotional touch. Park Hyung-suk stands out as a complex and multi-dimensional character rather than a generic self-insert, which adds depth to the narrative. Although the original manhwa remains the definitive version of the story, Studio Mir's anime adaptation provides a solid gateway for those new to the series, capturing the essence of its themes and characters effectively. The most anticipated anime of winter 2024, Solo Leveling, had immense expectations to meet. Chugong's story is often regarded as the most iconic manhwa of all time, not only drawing countless readers into the medium, but also inspiring numerous other webtoons. With such a monumental reputation, a subpar adaptation could have cast doubt on the viability of future manhwa to anime projects. While it's unfair to place that much responsibility on a single series, the reality is that manhwa-based anime are rare, and a breakthrough success is necessary to pave the way for more adaptations. Fortunately, Solo Leveling appears ready to rise to the occasion. Set in a world where portals to dungeons have appeared globally, granting certain humans special powers, the story follows Sung Jinwoo, a hunter considered the weakest of the weak. During a disastrous dungeon raid, Sung narrowly escapes death after receiving a mysterious offer to become a player. Accepting this role unlocks his ability to level up, launching him on a journey to unparalleled strength. Solo Leveling masterfully builds a captivating world filled with intrigue and mystery, but its core appeal lies in its high-octane action. Both the manhwa and its anime adaptation thrive on exhilarating fight sequences, which are consistently engaging and well-executed. While Sung develops into an overpowered protagonist, the narrative ensures he is frequently challenged by formidable monsters and rival hunters, maintaining the stakes and excitement. For fans of action-packed stories with compelling character arcs, Solo Leveling delivers on all fronts, cementing its place as a trailblazer for manhwa adaptations.